Welcome to the SEO.co Search Engine Optimization Podcast. Digital marketing essentials and next-level tactics. From off-site and on-site optimization to persuasive selling and everything in between. You'll learn actionable tips on what it takes to outright and outrank your competition.
Structure. It's important to give the correct structure to your content to make it accessible for all readers. For example, users with a visual impairment might find it hard to read content with an irregular design. A proper content structure requires your headings to have a logical hierarchy, with the title or H1 at the top, followed by H2 and H3 for any subheadings. Stick to header functions instead of increasing your font size. Readability. Readability should be the top priority for all website owners. Ensuring the readability of the content is not just important for users with cognitive disabilities but also for general readers, who must find the content easy to scan. The key to this is to keep sentences short, break down content into short paragraphs, use bullet points, and use bolded font for emphasis. The hierarchy of the content should be from the most crucial text, starting from the top and ending at the least essential texts. All text should be left aligned and obtuse words and slang should be avoided. Keyboard navigation. Websites must be navigable by keyboard for users with motor disabilities and even screen readers. For this, make liberal use of menus, tabs, buttons, and other icons to aid navigation. In addition, the navigation elements must indicate to the users where they are on the page. Link text. Link text must be highlighted, and phrases such as "click here" should be avoided where possible. Instead, use descriptive text to clarify to readers the context of the link text and where it leads them. When linking PDF files, Word documents, and other files, ensure that these links are accessible. Images. All images must feature alt text, a few lines of text that effectively describes what is happening in the image for users with visual impairments. The alt text should be simple and steer clear of file numbers and other unnecessary information that can confuse readers. The alt attribute needs to be kept blank for decorative images. Videos. To make videos accessible for users with hearing disabilities, content creators must make sure all videos have subtitles and transcripts, which should be descriptive in nature, along with audio descriptions for users with visual impairments. These three features provide equal access for all users and make it easier for people in crowded settings to make sense of video content. Fonts. It is recommended to limit the number of fonts on a page, keeping one font for the main body and one for the headers at most. Sans serif fonts are a good selection since they do not feature decorative extensions at the end of their letters. When selecting a font size, opt for sizes 12 and above while using bold for adding emphasis. Color. A significant amount of the world population is afflicted with some level of color blindness. This means that relying on color alone for communication is not an effective strategy. Instead, content creators must use alternative features and colors, such as whitespace, icons, patterns, and borders, to effectively communicate with readers. In such cases where they use color, the contrast between the colors must be drastic enough for readers to distinguish and see the differences. The color contrast ratio set by the W, C, A, G, 2.0 level A guideline is 4 to 5 to 1. You can also use a color contrast checker to make sure you're on the right path. Forms. Forms should be easy, keyboard accessible, and follow a logical hierarchy. The instructions for filling the form should be provided at the top and follow the required equal access guidelines for all users. Each form field should have a label, allowing screen readers to understand what it asks of them. If any additional information is provided, such as password strength, give the instructions separately below the field label. CTA buttons. All call to action buttons should be accessible, with an ARIA label and the text clearly displayed. In addition, readers should have no ambiguity regarding the C, T, A buttons, and they should be accessible for screen readers. Is A, D, A compliance necessary for websites? Since the authorities have not demarcated the jurisdiction and scope of the A.D.A. regulations on any particular website, the answer to this question has to be no. But, it is advisable to still bring your website in line with the compliance standards followed within the industry. Keep in mind that other U.S. states have their accessibility laws and websites are at risk of potential lawsuits regarding equal access cases. In addition, since the regulations are not clearly defined, website owners are at a greater risk of paying damages. Without a clear-cut guideline, the best path for website owners is to follow the WCAG 2.0 Level A recommendations, which are the standard for most countries outside the U.S. While the full Level A is considered the gold standard for website accessibility, it's hard to follow for most websites. In that case, Level A compliance is regarded as the standard for most websites. Contact us today to get your complete A.D.A. compliance audit.
Thank you for joining us on the SEO.co podcast. We appreciate your time. Be sure to rate, review, and subscribe to the show and visit SEO.co for more resources based on today's topic, as well as access to more podcast episodes to help you improve your site's long-term SEO success.